I think global trade, despite all of the talk that we're having about trade wars and tariffs actually being applied, is still happening in mass. And I think this is what's fueling businesses like ours, which are actually helping companies to become more global. We haven't seen much impact of that happening right now, but I think that's also really because of the fact that we're a little bit on a roller coaster on what's happening there, and most companies are sticking to the strategies that they've been following.
Well, subscription revenues are meant to be sticky, which is why investors like them, and particularly in tough times. But when it comes to your subscription revenues, they are somewhat new. People are not used to paying for AI subscriptions as such. And you know, your model's a bit like some of the actual just AI search, where you get a little bit of it, you get a bit of a taste, and if you want a full meal, you have to pay up for that subscription. How willing are people to pay for these services when it feels like the big game is around Google, whether they're just going to offer a lot of this up for free? Google Translate, for instance, I can just translate as much as I want on Google Translate.
Yeah, I think there's two differences in all of those new AI services that have been coming up maybe over the last 2 years. With our customers also, in looking at what they're buying, we're seeing they're experimenting a lot. And some of those subscriptions, yes, they're buying them, they're canceling them, and it's a bit of piloting all of the time. I think we are a far more established business. We are using AI for translation for 8 years by now, and I think for us it is a much more stable business by now, and we've seen our customers really committed to using particular solutions. And especially when you look into business and business usage of translations, DeepL is much stronger on that front than all of our big tech competitors. So there's customers that just purely value that.
You've made the point before that for Europe, the opportunity in AI comes in the application layer. But I wonder to what extent that's because Europe has been lagging so much on the innovation front that we simply have already lost the race when it comes to possibly being a leader in developing the most innovative parts of AI and actually driving AI forward. Instead, we're just going to be using it to improve businesses, cut costs, etc.
I mean, DeepL is trying to combine that. We are doing a lot of application layer work, of course, but we're also running a lot of our own cutting-edge research that is powering this application layer. And I think, especially in the field of AI, there is not a place on where you've already lost, because there's so much innovation going on, and even like the DeepSeek moment at the beginning of this year that we've seen, you see that there's innovation coming from all the different areas, and it's definitely not the incumbents that will win this race. So I think if we strengthen the European ecosystem, we can still catch up or win this race even fully.
Is there enough capital in Europe to allow you to take a leading role in the race?
I think the capital goes where the solutions are. And I think the capital also comes from the US and from Europe. We have investors that are coming from both sides of the Atlantic, and I think that's something I wouldn't worry too much about.